covering Northern California. You're watching Action News Now, coverage you can count on.
Today on Action News Now, how scientists and state officials are taking a more defensive approach to the golden mussels infestation. Plus, how the CUSD is paving their way to a long-needed upgrade. But first, police need your help to find a missing teen. New at noon, Chico police need your help finding a missing teenage girl. Take a look. This is 14-year-old Patience Knopf. Police say she was last seen at 1:25 this morning at 1 Mile, known as Sycamore Pool. She hasn't been seen by friends or family since. She is believed to be on foot, and police say she is about 5'5", weighs about 110 pounds, and has brown eyes, brown hair, and was last seen wearing a blue top like the one in this photo. And anyone with information regarding her whereabouts are to call the Chico Police Department. New at noon, the Siskiyou County Sheriff's Office issued a shelter-in-place earlier this morning for several areas of Wairika. The issue was in place due to an airborne hazard caused by cement particles impacting portions of the city. About 25 zones were under the order. The order was issued around 8:30 this morning, but shortly lifted at 9:15. And we're working to gather more information about what caused the hazard in the first place. And here's a live look at Redding at the Sundial Bridge. It seems like a nice day to stroll through the park and through the area today. And that's where we check in with Court Klopping with a look at your forecast. Court?
Yeah, Margot, it's going to be the nicest day that we're going to be seeing moving forward because temperatures are really climbing after today. Today, most areas pretty similar for the afternoon to yesterday. Some areas may end up just a touch warmer, but not by much. And here's the view outside right now from the South Forks lookout camera northwest of Redding, looking southeast across the valley, and you can see blue skies above. Current satellite and radar not taking any cloud cover overhead, and we're not going to see really anything moving in today. Right now, 79 degrees with sunshine in Chico, some modest winds. Redding, 85 degrees with sunny skies. Currently 84 degrees with sunshine in Red Bluff, and right now 78 degrees for Orville with sunshine overhead. So temperatures still pretty comfortable right now, but we're going to be climbing into the 90s for the afternoon. 91 to 97 degrees the range for the valley. Wind modest out of the southeast to maybe 10 miles an hour. So those winds are staying very light. Humidity dipping down to as low as 20%. All of those things combined, also taking into account our fuels are very dry this time of year. Fire danger still just in the moderate range because those winds are staying so light. Margot, coming up in just a couple of minutes, I'll be breaking down how, when we could be seeing a little bit of a pickup in the winds and how much hotter we're getting as we head through the rest of this week.
All right. Thanks, Court. Happening today, the 14-year-old suspect arrested for plotting on an attack on a Tehama County middle school will be back in court. The other 15-year-old suspect was sentenced to 4 years in a juvenile treatment facility for plotting an attack on Evergreen Middle School in Cottonwood. The 15-year-old was convicted in juvenile court of attempted first-degree murder. Firefighters extinguished a vegetation fire in South Orville this morning. You can see smoke from the fire on this alert California camera time lapse. CAL FIRE said it started at a homeless camp around 7:15 last night near Lincoln Boulevard and Virginia Avenue. The fire burned a quarter acre and no buildings were thankfully damaged. Today, the Redding City Council will put a sales tax increase on the November ballot. Last month, we told you that the group Better Redding had submitted more than 10,000 signatures. They want to put a 1-cent sales tax increase on the November ballot. Now, if approved by voters, it would bring the sales tax in Redding to 8.25% next year. The additional revenue would be used for law enforcement, roads, parks, and the airport. The council meeting is tonight at 6 p.m. The Chico Unified School District's Corporation Yard is getting a big upgrade, where crews will begin paving most of the Corporation Yard where the buses are parked. The pavement is being replaced what used to be a dirt lot, and that will reduce the dust which is kicked up from all the cars and buses that drive through. Action News Now spoke with Vince Encero. He is the Director of Nutrition for Chico Unified School District, and he said before the paving, there was so much dust kicked up that it affects the school district's buses and how they operate, and it causes them to have a shorter lifespan and require more preventative maintenance.
I think it's super exciting because it's happening right before school starting, and so it's a great way to start the school year off. Bus drivers have to come in, they have to clean their vehicles before they go out and do all those things every day so that they look presentable to the kids. The maintenance vehicles got to be cleaned on a regular basis. I think everybody's going to be super stoked not to have to do that cleaning every day just to be presentable.
Insero says that driving on the dirt road was dangerous in the winter due to potholes and mud, and that yard also is home to the bus maintenance and operations and nutrition services. Today, the Orland City Council will appoint a new city manager. The new city manager is Joe Goodman. His first day will be on Thursday, and this comes after longtime city manager Pete Carr resigned in April over conflicts with the city council. Goodman's contract is for $150,000 a year. E-bikes are growing in popularity across all age groups, but whether you're a young teen or a senior, there are some important rules to keep in mind. Anchor Haley Watts brings your top questions to the Chico Police Traffic Unit in this week's Traffic Tuesday.
Summer is the perfect time to get around town using a bike, especially in the cool mornings, but there are some things to keep in mind before you hit the road. So I'm joined with Officer Derek Ament with the Chico Police Department's Traffic Unit. Now, what do we need to know before we just start driving on the street? I mean, we treat it like we're a vehicle, right?
That's correct. So as a result, you do have to ride with the flow of traffic, not against.
Okay, so now in terms of having brakes, is it really important to have on the front and on the back? Like, what do we need to be equipped with?
Yeah, you have to have at least one working brake where you can leave a skid mark on dry pavement. 2 is better, but at least the 1.
Okay, bells required to let other drivers know?
It's not required, but it could work.
Okay, that's right, because you're using your hands as turn signals, right?
Yes, you're supposed to use the classic
Okay.
hand signals when...
Just if we want to honk at somebody.
That's it.
Yeah, okay.
Let them know you're coming up behind them, that type of thing.
What other ways on a bike do we increase our visibility for drivers?
So, especially at night, all bicycles are required to have reflectors on both sides of each tire, both sides of each pedal, as well as a reflector to the rear and a reflector to the front.
You can ride a bike at night, right, as long as you have those?
At night, you have to have the reflectors as well as at least a forward headlight.
Okay. Okay, good to know. And then helmets, everybody should wear them?
Everybody should wear them. However, it's only required for anyone under 18.
Okay. And when you're shopping for a bike helmet, you just look for one. Is there a specific type or grade or just a standard bike helmet?
One that fits and doesn't move on your head. And it's, some are fashionable, some are not, but it's meant for safety.
And if there is no bike lane, sidewalk or just right in the road?
It would depend, but most of the time it's going to be on the road.
Okay. All right. So again, keeping in mind sharing the road is a great way for a lot of people to get around, but just make sure you know the rules before you hit the streets. In Chico, Haley Watts, Action News Now.
Now, e-bikes are not treated as motor vehicles, so they do not require registration, license plates, or insurance. And you can get to know your neighbors tonight for National Night Out. There are gatherings in several communities. Starting in Butte County in Durham, there will be a National Night Out party at Durham Community Park on Durham-Dayton Highway from 5 to 7 p.m. In Chico, there will be a neighborhood party at 1572 Filbert Avenue from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. And in Orrville, police are hosting a Cones with Cops event at Unicone Ice Cream on Meyer Street from 5 to 7 p.m. And in Shasta County, in Anderson, there will be a party at the River Splash Pad in the Anderson River Park on Rupert Road from 5 to 8 p.m. And all of these national night outs are in our areas are free to the public to attend. Straight ahead, several Texas Democrats are still hiding out in other states to avoid a vote on a redistricting map.